All right, the 7 topics to consider when regarding followership. Number 1, world events. When you think about followership, how does it affect world events? So, one of the examples that we can talk about here is the rise of suicide bombers. Perhaps it's an economical reason, perhaps it's sociologically beneficial, but what if we looked at it from a followership perspective? What kind of followers are the people who utilize suicide bombs? Are those star followers? Are those pragmatics? Are those sheep? If we look at it from that follower perspective, it becomes a very different conversation. Next up, we have culture. How does a person's culture affect their views of followership? Their follower type. What are the cultural variations in followership styles as it relates to war and uprisings? Next up, we have leadership. And this is talking about the relationship between leaders and followers from the follower's perspective. Do certain kinds of followers create certain kinds of leaders? Next up, we have follower qualities. How do we encourage positive followership qualities? There's an example of college application essays that we are constantly looking for. What leadership activities have you been involved in? What about the other hand? What about what ways of successful followership have you engaged in? Followership development is just as important as leadership development. Fifth, we have the role of the follower. And so you as a leader, if given 10 followers, which kind of followers would you want? All yes people? A mix of all kinds? All star followers? How does the role of the follower and the distribution of kinds of followers affect an organization? Sixth, you have the language of followership. This goes back to the terms that we use to label each of these, leader and follower. Both of those words have effects and implications, and it's time to reimagine maybe how we could define and title those roles differently. Last but not least, we have courageous conscience. Good followers keep leaders and peers ethically and legally in check. This idea empowers followers to take action and legitimize their actions to help keep leaders accountable.